Hey, Matt from the A-Team here, and today on 4-Minute Film School, we're going from this to this. We're showing you how to light for movement. Let's go. If you've been watching the show, you probably know how to light clean single shots. You have an actor, throw up your key light, maybe even a backlight, but what if your actor moves? They walk right out of that perfect light. A moving shot is any shot where your subject is moving throughout the scene without cutting. These shots can make your scenes look like they take place in a real world, where people move and interact with the world around them. How are you going to make sure they stay lit throughout your entire scene? It's not as complicated as you might think. Let's take a look. So for our first setup, we used two 300D Mark IIs. But how do you turn two hard sources into one giant soft source? To achieve that, we used a book light. And the nice thing about a book light is it spreads the light evenly across your entire scene. You're not going to have hot spots or transitions of darkness and brightness. It's all going to be nice and consistent. So for our book light, we have our two 300Ds pointed at a giant sheet of ultrabounce, and that light is reflected off that ultrabounce, hitting our diffusion. And for our diffusion, we just taped it along our windowsill on the opposite side of our set. So in our scene, our actor walks across a dark corner, but we didn't want to lose him in any shadow. So we set up the same type of diffusion on the opposite side of the window, along with a 300X pointed at that window. And this allows a nice consistent layer of light, just as if it's the same light source as our book light. So as our talent sits down on the couch, we notice he's pretty heavily silhouetted, and we wanted to match the same type of light quality coming from the previous windows. So we added a 120D with a light dome to act as a third window. So how do you achieve a consistent light throughout your entire set? One nifty tool to use is a light meter. And these guys read the light intensity from each of your sources. So as you're walking around, you can get multiple readings to make sure your light sources are consistent. So for our fourth light, we noticed the set was looking a little too artificial. We wanted to break it up with something a bit more natural looking. So we used a spotlight and a mirror. While that helps, it's still looking a little too artificial. We wanted to get that foliage texture in it. So we just grabbed a bag, some wires, even a jacket, and that really helped sell this natural looking light. And for our last light, we have the MC set to 3200 Kelvin. And the sole purpose of this light is mostly just to emulate a street lamp or maybe a house lamp outside the front door. So what's a moving shot without a moving camera? You can use a dolly, you can use a stabilizer, you can use a jib, you can even go handheld. In our case, we're just using a dolly. So let's take a look at all that put together. While dollies are really cool, they require a lot of extra hands on set, from dolly grips to focus pullers, but you can achieve the same cinematic motion with a gimbal and an autofocus camera. Let's check it out. Time for a recap. There are three main things to consider when lighting a moving subject. First, soft light will work best. Soft light throughout your scene will be able to mix together better than hard lights. This causes them to look like one continuous light. Second, use a light meter. This way you can easily check the brightness on the actor's blocking and know if you're going to have consistent exposure. Lastly, mimic the real world. Large moves are a great way to make your lighting setups look kind of artificial. Using flaws can help your artificial lighting look like it's part of the real world. Today's comment question is, what is the longest shot you've ever captured? Comment below for a chance to win an Aputure M9. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe to our channel for more lighting tutorials, and also, thanks for watching 4-Minute Film School. I've been Matt with the A-Team, and happy shooting!